What's up, guys? Nepenthez here, and welcome back to another episode of Football Manager. We are into the new season, Season 8 now in League One for the first time ever. And I'm going to take you guys through the postseason, the preseason, the transfers, which is where we're going to start, and where we're at in the league and how the first, I think, 6 games have gone, and then get into a couple of games for today's episode. So first of all, we've sent out 2 players today, but I just want to show you at the back end of last season. No, let me go to the free transfers or release players. So we released James Rodriguez, obviously retired. We released Kamikaze, he's now gone. He's contracted to J.A. Drancy. He's an okay player. He just fell a bit behind what we need now. Tom Walker has gone. I kind of wanted to keep him, but he just wanted ridiculous wages to sign on again. Rogerson went, which I'm glad about because he was on 1K a week, and he didn't even play much last season. We got James Simpson left. Again, not a terrible player in some regards, but not what we need in League One, that's for sure. And Fred Rodwell went as well. Just another player that just we could easily sign replacement players from him very, very easily. So in terms of the players that we're loaning out, David Paul's gone out on loan, and he's actually doing brilliantly out on loan at Barnet as well. 2 goals and 2 assists in 3 appearances for him. And the reason why I loaned him out is because I genuinely think he's got great potential. I just need him to get a season or 2 under his belt, whilst we've also got like an overburdening amount of fullbacks. And then Matthew Dowse went to Barrow on loan. He was one of those interesting ones. He's been with the club already for a long time. This is his 3rd year. He played 21 games for us in League 2 Season 1, 29 games in Season 2. And you can see he's a bit part player. He doesn't really get involved too much. He's not what we need. But as you can see in Vanarama North, 2 goals in 2 starts and 1 sub appearance is just better suited for him down in that league. So outside of that, in terms of the signings that we have made, we signed Freek Ter Werek from Watford, a defender. He's valued very highly. We're paying 1.8k a week. He doesn't have the greatest pace and acceleration, but his defensive stats are great. His physicals are good outside of that, good stamina and strength, good aggression, good bravery, good teamwork, good work rate. So one of the best players in the team for sure. We also got Gavin Armstrong back on loan. Now, if you remember, Gavin Armstrong used to belong to us. We bought him for nothing. We loaned him in the first place from Reading. We then signed him for 68k. We then sold him for 1.1 million, where he played 3 games as a sub in the Championship for Blackburn for the whole season. And now we just loaned him back again for the season. So I think that was some fantastic business there from myself as the manager. And then we've got Josh Jones from Sheffield United, another defender. Again, not insane physicals, something I do have to be wary of, but great tackling, great heading, and good marking. So a good player that's going to be a fixture of the team for this next season. And then that was it for loans. In terms of players that we purchased, the loanee that we had last season, Wyn Hughes, we bought after Birmingham transfer listed him. Now, I like him a lot. Like, he can play right back if we need him to. He can play CDM if we need him to. And he's actually very, very well suited to that CDM role with good physicals, good marking, good tackling, and then good mental stats for that area too. I haven't really played him much yet. I'm sure was he injured or I don't know why it is I haven't played him much. But we bought him, and then we bought Aaron Wilson from Port Vale. So he had a 350k minimum release clause because Port Vale got relegated. He didn't really have a great season last season, scoring just 10 goals in the league. But I couldn't pass up on purchasing a player with these stats. And I'm actually playing him at left wing right now as well. And he's got 2 goals and an assist in 6 games. He's got 16 stamina, 16 balance, 15 agility, good acceleration and pace, 16 finishing and 14 first touch. And obviously because of how good Blakey is, I would love to play Wilson and Blakey up front together. But I can't play with 2 strikers with the team that I've got because I tried it and it just wasn't successful. I need, I tried it last season with a 4-2-2 with Whitaker and Blakey or Wakeling and Blakey, and they just don't. I just haven't found the way to get 2 strikers working together. So for the time being, I'm going to play him out on the left wing, where his first touch and dribbling are good. His crossing is not the best, but because his finishing is so good, he does just take every chance that he gets. And I might start playing him at striker instead of Blakey. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think with that one. So we signed him for 350k. we signed Salvatore on a free. And the reason why I signed this kid is because he's got good agility, good natural fitness, and then 17 crossing and 15 dribbling. So I want to start him more as well. But I was trying to just like feel my way into the league, and I'll show you who I started instead. And then we signed Greenslade as well on a free transfer. He's a goalkeeper. He's a good goalkeeper, a good backup goalkeeper, just for Naylor. And then Naylor we actually signed as well. So we signed him on a free transfer too. So we had him on loan last season for the year, and now we managed to pick him up full-time this time around. We got Charlie Lovell from Chelsea, a really, really well-rounded centre mid with good technical attributes, good physical attributes, and great mental attributes. So good to have him on board. And Ali Friedman, we paid 75k for from St Johnstone. And again, he's just got really good physicals, really good mentals, and good technicals. A player that is just excels in the club. You know, he's just very, very good there. And last but not least, we've got Brad Potts, who we're actually playing at right mid right now, which is a bit of a strange one that I'm playing him at right mid. I just like the fact that he is unbelievably well-rounded. His stats are dropping a little bit, and he is quite old, but he just has that kind of like literally like the experience to just work with the team. And he scored a goal in the last game, so he's got one goal in his 2 appearances. We've got Scunthorpe next, who are actually bottom of the table. So Wilson's injured now, which is sad. Let's get Silas on. So Rooney's been injured as well, and then Mark Lloyd is still good. Like, he's a valuable player as a fringe player because he's got really good physicals, decent tackling and marking, but just generally he's not quite good enough. But I want to play this game. I want to play Salvatore at right mid instead of Potts. And then so we've got Blakey at striker, and his finishing has now dropped from 11 to 10, which is really sad because he is such a super player. And he creates so many good opportunities, but he just misses a lot. So maybe it's not best to have him there. We've got Dreher on the bench now, another quality player. Glatzel on the bench, Wakeling on the bench, very good. Like, we've got some actual good depth now. I don't feel like last season when we got 1 or 2 players injured, I felt like we were putting in players that just couldn't step up, and it was a bit of a stress. This season, I feel like everybody we've got can just step in and do a job. And, having Wyn Hughes there and not playing him feels a bit strange. But Josh Jones is very, very good. This kid is very, very good as well. So, I don't know. Maybe I should prioritise my own players a little bit more. Let's see where the fitness levels are. Yeah, that's not too bad. Silas as well as a good backup. We've got Naldo back on loan for another year. And then Wakeling, another player with 16 dribbling and 14 finishing with good acceleration pace. In fact, I'm going to play Wakeling instead of Blakey here today. I know Blakey does a job, but I'm going to play him there. So that's where we're at with the team. In terms of the tactics, I went for a counter-attacking style. The reason why I changed that was because, I suppose, let's go into the schedule. We drew our first 3 games in a row. We then lost to Coventry and lost to Colchester. And it wasn't a case of us just drawing these games, right? It was a case of us struggling massively with the 4-3-3. Rotherham absolutely battered us. We managed to get a 2-2 draw with the 4-2-3-1. We then drew a 0-0 with Cambridge. But once again, I suppose Cambridge didn't really batter us, but they dominated possession. They created a lot of good opportunities, and that again was in the 4-2-3-1. We were unable to score a goal. Luton, we drew 1-1. Luton battered us, 60% possession, 18 shots and 8 on target, and that was when I tried to use Wilson and Blakey together, and it just didn't work. It just wasn't what I wanted. I know I only gave it like 1 or maybe 2 games here against Colchester. What do we do here? So against Colchester, I played it again 4-2-2, and again, even though I created some chances, we just had no possession. Our average match rating was terrible. Colchester beat us 2-1. That was tough. So we then came up against Oxford. We beat Oxford 1-0 with a goal from Blakey in the early minutes, and this is where we're playing this quite weird. I know it looks weird with Wilson out there. It's because I just didn't want him as a left mid. I wanted him as a left wing to try and get on with that dribbling and good shooting stats. And although we conceded a lot of chances, we actually controlled the game a lot better than previous games. We got the 1-0 win, and it was important because that was our first league win. And then I just beat Wickham as well, 2-1, and the Pot scored and Wilson scored again. So very, very nice from him, and an assist from Gavin Armstrong, which is good. And then when we look at the stats here, Again, I didn't control possession, but that's the point of this counter-attack that we're playing. We've got such good defenders and we're playing so deep. We don't need pace on defensive players for this. We're playing for counter-attacks. And so I need like the fast players with good stats going forwards. Wilson got man of the match. Potts also had a standout game. And we managed to get our second victory. And it looks like in terms of the league, it looks like we're in a good spot. Not a great spot, but a good spot because we're up in 8th after 6 games. And so, I thought the team I had last season was so good because I had a look at a lot of the clubs and what kind of players they had and stuff. And I was like, man, our team is like not far off that. So with a good transfer window, we'll be able to improve the team enough to the point where we'll be able to have a good promotion push. But the first 6 games, even though we've got 9 points and we are currently just 3 points outside of playoff places, it has been a struggle bus to get there. We probably deserve maybe like 4 points or 5 points. So we've kind of like played above our stature so far. In terms of the season itself, we are predicted to finish 17th. We were initially predicted to finish 16th, and they said that we had an outside chance at playoff. So we clearly are one of the worst teams in the league. I think this season, because of how many people get relegated from League One, 4 teams, I think it's just super, super important to just make sure we stay as clear away from the relegation spots as possible. Focus on getting, a good kind of like grip in the league. And it might take us 2 or 3 seasons to get out of this league because I don't think I do have the capabilities or the team to compete at the level that I want to. Like when we look at all of these players here, I do look at them and I think they're not too dissimilar from what we've got. Like this defender right here as a right back is actually insane. He's got great physicals. He'll be very, very good. As a centre back here, I don't think my centre backs are too far away from this level, but he's got 14 acceleration and 15 pace. He's just so quick. This guy here, very well rounded as a centre back, and then this guy here, great physicals, good tackling technique and good dribbling. Like in this league, this is what works. And I think what I have, and let's look at their guy's striker as well. I mean, again, his dribbling, finishing and stuff aren't great, but 17 acceleration, 16 pace, 16 stamina, 14 determination, and 15 composure. He's just going to score a lot of goals. He's just going to score a whole bunch of goals. And so when we look at our squad, although we've got some superstar players, we've got RJ on loan again for another season, and he is brilliant. 13 finishing, 14 first touch, 14 free kicks. Like, I feel like I've got players that have good stats sometimes in the wrong areas. And that makes it sometimes quite tricky to know whether or not I should be playing aggressive attacking football that is trying to like pin in my opponents, or whether I should be playing counter-attacking football and just try and utilize the unique stats from the players to try and get the wins. So we've got Scunthorpe next, and they are bottom of the table. They've got 1 point, but we're away from home. So I'm starting off cautious with the tactics now. In my mind, I feel like a 5-3-2 might be better, like 3 centre-backs, because I've got such good defenders and midfielders anyway. 3 centre-backs would be good, because my wingers aren't necessarily great and can mostly play as strikers as well. When we look at the just out-and-out wingers, we've got Leroyd, who can also play as a striker. We've got Potts, who can also play as a centre mid, but I would never play him as a winger anyway. We've got Glatzel, who can also play as a striker. We've got Wilson, who can also play as a striker. Like, I'm actually quite short on wingers. And we've got Salvatore, who can also play as a midfielder and a wing back. And I think him as a right wing back would be brilliant, even though his tackling's terrible, just because he's got those good physicals with great natural fitness and then insane dribbling and crossing. And so I'm thinking if we played like a 5-3-2, 3 centre-backs, the 2 wing-backs, which would also still likely be like the similar left-backs that we'd have. Like Naldo would actually make a really good wing-back because of the stats that he has as well. And then outside of Naldo, we've got, not Dreher, we've got, where is he? Silas, who would also make a good wing-back as well. And then 3 centre-mids, and then having the 2 strikers, I think that's when we could get Wilson and Blakey together and start firing and have, Whittaker and Wakeling like together up front as a backup. Now, the good news is Whittaker has scored for us. We haven't started him yet in League One, but he has got 1 goal off the bench for us. So he has kept up his record of so far scoring in every single division we've been in. And he has been obviously with the club for a long time. But he is definitely one of the players that is he's just not good enough. Like if he wasn't like a fan favorite and a cult hero for the club, I absolutely think that he just wouldn't be getting any game time now and would just be an absolute backup player. But I feel obviously the attachment to him makes me kind of bring him in and play him a little bit more. Oh, we're using the 2D when I play without videos. I end up using a 2D engine. So we'll keep the 2D engine for today as well anyway. And the ball's out wide there to Threkeld. He puts it in, and there's Murphy, and Murphy puts it wide. Now, we are against bottom of the table. Scunthorpe have got 1 draw and 5 losses, and that's Wakeling, and that's why I wanted him up front. And Josh Jones with the free kick, another great reason. Like, Josh Jones, he might not be the most insane centre-back, but the reason why I like to play him is because his free kicks is 15 free kick taking. And even though he's a centre-back, it's actually quite good from those deep free kicks to have him taking them, because then if we lose the ball from it, our defender's back. You know, it's a good look in that regard. So Wakeling starting him has proven effective with the 16 finishing. And again, I know like we had to move heaven and earth a couple years ago to get Blakey into the team, and now we finally have him in the team, and he has been brilliant for the last 3 seasons. But I think Wakeling's 15 dribbling and 16 finishing just makes him an absolute cut above. Oh, that is beautiful football. And RJ puts it in the back of the net as well. And we're 2-0 up now against Scunthorpe. That's absolutely fantastic. Yeah. You know, like when I look at Wakeling's stats, 14 finishing, 16 dribbling, acceleration, pace, natural fitness and agility are there. His off the ball's there. His composure's okay. Like this guy is actually fantastic. So I think maybe I'll start playing Blakey in a different role. Maybe we'll use him as a secondary striker. Maybe if we do actually switch into the 5-3-2, I can then play them both up front together. It seems like a bit of a waste. It seems like a bit of a waste to have, like with Wilson, Blakey, and Wakeling specifically, 3 genuinely outstanding strikers. And only be using, a maximum. Oh, that's terrible from the goalkeeper. Only be using a maximum of 1 per game, and then also having Whittaker, who I want to get involved in the action, And there's another ball in, and that's another goal, and it's Wyn Hughes and Jones with another assist with the free kick. That is fantastic. So 3-1, and cruising here a little bit away from home. What a game to give you guys for the video as well. Absolutely brilliant. Like I was worried that the video that this season in general, and it might still be, like, that's a ridiculous goal. I was worried that this season in general was just going to be a lot of frustrating losses, a lot of like games where we're just not getting it, a lot of tinkering with tactics and things like that. And we might be going back to 3-3 here as well. This might be toast for us. Oh, what a save that is from Naylor, and that's him making up for his previous mistake. So let's get RJ off. Let's bring Glatzel into that cam roll. I can bring Blakey on into that cam roll. He plays hold up play really, really well. Yeah, he doesn't. He's not like best suited for that. Let's bring Salvatore off for Potts and get a fresh head onto the field there. Now, as you can see, Scunthorpe have actually had a lot of chances, 15 shots, 8 on target, a lot more possession as well. We find ourselves 3-2 up, which is obviously nice. I was just going to make a sub, but I have a feeling this might be 3-3, which is really, really sad because we've controlled the game. Yeah, it's going to be an attack for them. The ball comes in, the ball gets cleared, and is that going to be us? No, yeah, it's going to be us. Blakey picks it up, just punts it long. I wouldn't mind it if we had a lot of players rushing out. That's going to be a penalty, isn't it? Yeah, there you go. So we've been 2-0 up and 3-2 up, and against bottom of the table, we're now 3-3, and I don't want to be a club that gives them points, basically. Let's get Lovell off. Let's bring Dreher in. Fresh legs in the midfield. And here we go. We've got a corner coming in. Oh, it's a throw-in, and now they've actually got a counter. Although he's pretty well covered there, is Gomez from the back line. Yeah, we've got given the ball straight away. Here's Jones into Naldo. into Jones, plays it along to Wakeling, heads it inside, but nobody's there. And now it's going to be another attack from Scunthorpe with 20 minutes to go. And he's going to score that, isn't he? Wow. I actually can't believe we've been 2-0 and 3-1 up, and we're now 4-3 down. And so maybe this is going to be the season that I thought it was going to be. That's going to be Scunthorpe's first win, and that shoots us right back down from, instead of 7th, we go all the way down. But Jones whips that one in all the way through again, and Wyn Hughes scores again. And it's 4-4 in what has been an absolute spectacular game for goals. And look at the goals from there. It's their centre-backs and their full-backs. They've literally scored all their goals from their back line. And to be fair, my centre-back got 3 assists, and my other centre-back got 2 goals. What a weird game that is. They've scored 2 goals with their right wing-back. And maybe what formation did they play? So they played 4-2-3-1. Their left back, whatever he played, right back, he's very good, isn't he? Got 2 goals. That's really sad. Their striker got 1 goal, and then their defensive midfielder or defender scored. I don't know where they were playing. I don't know how they were playing. I want to see the not match stats. I want to see like player ratings. Yeah, it doesn't tell you like what position they were in there, but it is all the defensive positions. I wish I could see the last 4. Yeah, so they switched into 5 at the back. Look at that. And this is exactly the formation that I kind of want to play. Actually, we take a screenshot of that, because that is the sort of one that I want to play. So they got their wing back on the right scored 2. Their centre back scored 1. And their striker, was that their striker? They put their striker at centre-back. Am I seeing that right? They did. They put their striker at centre-back. That's outrageous. Look at that. I don't know what to say about that. And then they put their centre-back up front. How have I lost to a team that's playing with their centre-back up front and their striker at centre-back? Either way, this is kind of the formation that I want to play. Lots of players here and then just 2 players up front. Now, we did okay. We finally scored a lot of goals in a game, which is nice. So maybe what I've got going on is good and right. The draw keeps us up at 9th. The win would have put us into 7th. And I do feel like it is a game we should be winning. But with that being said, if we had lost that game, look at the difference it would have made. We would have actually been all the way down there in like 17th. It's a wild swing at this stage of the season. But that's now our 4th draw. We've only lost 1 from 7, so we can take some positivity from that. We're 6 points outside the relegation zone after 7 games, which is good. We've got Northampton next. I think my cup draw was actually quite fair. Yeah, we're playing against Northampton, who are 22nd in League 2. I can't believe Josh Jones got 3 assists from free kicks in that game. So my set pieces are working well, and then Wyn Hughes is currently coming in as my top goal scorer, which is wild. My centre backs are actually absolutely destroying everything. So I'll have a look at maybe using the 5-3-2 going forwards. For today's episode, guys, though, this is actually going to be the end of the video. I was going to play another game, but then would be launching into like well over 30 minutes. That though, yeah, is going to be the end of the video. That is the new season. We're well underway. I'll see you guys for the next episode, probably after October. I think that'd be a nice, good length of time to put into getting hopefully through and up the league and doing a bit better than we have been. But this is going to be the end of the video for now. So if you did enjoy it, be sure to like, rate, and comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.